Now, the new trailer showing the Cyclops, Charybdis, and the more fantastical elements is exactly what I wanted to see. That is encouraging, because one of my biggest questions was, will Nolan actually embrace the fantasy, or will he Nolanize it into something dry, grounded, and emotionally constipated? You know what I mean. The Cyclops is actually a metaphor for memory. The sirens are just a radio frequency. Poseidon is represented by a ticking clock and 3 boats. No, give me the monsters. Give me the gods. Give me Hades and the underworld. Give me the impossible. The Odyssey needs wonder, it needs horror. It needs seduction. It needs the madness. We need it feeling like Odysseus is not just crossing geography, he is crossing the border between man and myth. G'day, viewers, and welcome to the Hollywood Menace. And if Nolan can deliver that with full IMAX photography, we could be in for something spectacular. But can he? That's the big question. Because Nolan is brilliant at structure, scale, tension, engineering a cinematic machine. But is he brilliant at myth, sensuality, spiritual terror, at gods who feel unknowable, monsters who feel like nightmares from the birth of storytelling? That remains to be seen. And look, I'm a Nolan fan, mostly. Now, I loved Interstellar. It's one of my favorite films and also one of my favorite scores. I love The Dark Knight, Inception, Dunkirk. Memento still holds up. The Prestige is criminally overlooked. I also thought Oppenheimer was overlong and dull. Yes, it won awards. Yes, everyone clapped. But for me, it felt like 3 hours of men in rooms having nuclear anxiety while the sound mix punched me in the skull. And Tenet, that was taking Nolan's fascination with time and turning it into a Rubik's Cube made of concrete. The Dark Knight Rises was entertaining, yes, but also a bloated mess with plot holes so large the Cyclops could use one as a contact lens. So Nolan is not untouchable. Now, Nolan is one of the very few modern directors who can still open a massive, original-feeling theatrical event, and I respect him for that. But he also has habits. He likes familiar actors, he likes puzzle box structures, he likes big ideas delivered through very serious people saying very serious things in very serious rooms. The Odyssey cannot just be serious. It has to be strange. It has to breathe. It has to feel ancient, dangerous, emotional, and occasionally terrifying. And I'm not yet convinced the trailer has nailed that tone. Now, viewers, surprisingly, the other thing that's got me worried is the runtime. Nolan has confirmed that this film will be under 3 hours, shorter than Oppenheimer. Now, normally I'd say, thank the gods. But this is the Odyssey we're talking about. How much do you cut? What do you cut? Do we get the Lotus Eaters? How much of the Cyclops do we see? Circe, the Sirens, the Underworld, Calypso, the slaughter of the suitors, Penelope's waiting, the gods moving all the pieces on the board. That's a lot of story, a lot of emotion, a lot of myth. And if the movie is under 3 hours, something's got to go. So what gets sacrificed? Now, does the film become a greatest hits trailer reel? Or does Nolan find a clean, emotional spine and make the whole thing work? That spine should be simple. A broken warrior wants to return home. A son wants to know his father. A wife refuses to surrender hope. A kingdom rots in the absence of its true king. That's powerful, timeless. But it only works if the film commits to the world. And that's why the modern language bothers me so much. Because these little choices reveal the larger philosophy of the adaptation. Are you trying to bring the audience into the ancient world, or are you trying to drag the ancient world toward the audience? Those are not the same thing. Modern Hollywood keeps doing this. They're terrified of distance. They're actually terrified audiences won't understand anything unless the characters speak like people from today. So ancient queens become relatable. Fantasy heroes become sarcastic. Mythic sons say dad. And suddenly everything sounds like Marvel with better costumes. But the audience isn't stupid. Give them the world. Let them adjust. Let the language feel elevated. Let the silence do some work as well. Let the strangeness stay strange. Because once you sand down myth to make it accessible, you often remove the exact thing that made it powerful in the first place. Now, am I still seeing this opening weekend? Absolutely. In IMAX opening weekend, I'll be there. Probably with my fingers and toes crossed, boys and girls, and a small emergency bottle of mythological Pepto-Bismol. Because despite all my reservations, this is still one of the most interesting films coming out this year. It's not another superhero movie. It's not another legacy sequel scraping the nostalgia barrel. It's Christopher Nolan adapting Homer with IMAX cameras and a giant budget. That deserves attention. That deserves a fair shot. And if it works, it could be magnificent. If Nolan truly embraces the gods, monsters, grief, madness, and the grandeur, this could be one of the great theatrical experiences of the entire decade. But if it becomes Troy, with better cameras and the celebrity Avengers lineup in sandals, then we may have a problem. So right now, I'm cautiously excited, boys and girls, but very, very nervous. The visuals, incredible. The scale, huge. The mythological imagery, promising. The casting, distracting. The accents, really worrying. The modern dialogue, please stop. And the word dad, straight into Hades with that one. Father. It is father, always father. But what do you think? Are you hyped for Nolan's Odyssey? Are the celebrity cast and modern dialogue worrying you too? Or am I being a miserable old Greek fisherman yelling at clouds from the docks of Ithaca? Drop your thoughts below. Like the video, subscribe to the Hollywood Menace, and I'll see you opening weekend. Now, it's not long before we find out whether Nolan has delivered a mythic masterpiece or the most expensive toga party in cinema history. This is the Hollywood Menace. Thanks for stopping by and listening. Until next time, ta-ta and farewell.